Hi, how are you? This is Ramon Rivas and I want to welcome you to our Xima USA real estate tip for today. Today I'm going to be showing you how to thoroughly analyze a property by using the property analysis report. The property analysis report is an in-depth report that allows you to know exactly what's happening with the property. It allows you to analyze it by market value, by doing closed sales comparables, active comparables. It shows you all the distressed properties surrounding your subject property and a lot more information. This is not only good for you to know what's happening with the property, but it's also an amazing tool that you can use for your negotiations. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the old version of our system, you've been running property analysis reports probably for a while, but I want to show you some differences between how you generate the report in the new version as opposed to the old version. Before, with the old version, you would create the property analysis report by clicking the property analysis report button, and then it would take you through a process. In the new version, we did it in a way that now you actually customize your report before you generate the report. So I'm going to be using this property as an example, and we're going to go ahead and go through the whole process. So, and the things that we can modify on the property analysis report are things like the closed sales comparables. So that's the first tab that we're going to go to. We're basically on the overview of the property, and now we're going to go to the closed sales comparables, where Xima is definitely going to show us the properties that Xima compared with to calculate the Xima value of $456,000. So as I scroll down, I'm going to be able to see all the properties on the map, and then I'm going to be able to see the list of all the properties. So if I wanted to change the property analysis report with the comps, I could either go ahead and modify the way that I select my comps. Like, for example, let's say that I want to sort these comps by sold price. I'm going to go ahead and sort them ascending, and then let's say that I want to pick the lowest 4 of all these comps, and then I am going to go ahead and click calculate again, and we're going to see that my new market value is for $422,000, 902 with 91 cents. Another thing that I can do within the comparables is I can create my own filters by opening the filtering options with this little funnel. So I'm going to click on it, and I can modify all this criteria. So we know that by default the system will look into a half-a-mile radius. Let's say that I want to change that to 1 full mile. The system by default will look for all properties that are plus minus 10% the square footage of the subject, so I'm going to keep that the same. Then the system by default looks for the last 12 months of sale. Let's say that I want to be a little bit more current, and I want to say instead of 12 months I want to go to 6 months. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply to see what comes up. So I'm going to hit apply, and now my system modified my comps. So let's say that I want to pick those 4. 4 is a good number, and I'm going to go ahead and click calculate again, and now my new market value is $459,794 with 26 cents. So let's assume that I'm okay with this new market value. So I'm going to leave it that way, and I'm going to go to my next tab, which is the comp actives. Comp actives are going to calculate the active value. So the same way you get all the active listings that we're comparing with on this line. So I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to go ahead and click calculate, and my new active value is 729,000. So that's a pretty high number. Let's say that I want to go ahead and get closer to my market value. So I'm going to unselect all, and I'm going to select the first 3, and I'm going to go ahead and click calculate again, and my new one, my new active value is $584,000. It's still pretty high, but let's say that I'm happy with it, so I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the distressed properties list, which I can also modify as well. So the system right now is loading my distressed properties list. It's telling me that there are 69 properties in total within my distressed properties list. For those of you who don't know what the distressed properties list is, It's just basically a list within a half-a-mile radius from your subject property of all the pre-foreclosed and foreclosed properties in the area. So this is going to tell you how much distress there is in that neighborhood. If you wanted to modify it, you also get to click the funneling option, or the filtering option, sorry, and then you can change the distance on your radius. So let's say that I want to go all the way to 0.8 miles, and I'm going to hit apply. The system will generate my new distressed properties list. So now my total of properties went up to 137 properties. Then the next one is the comp rentals. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. This is going to pull active listings for rentals that compare with my subject property. It does not calculate a value, but it allows me to know how much these properties either are renting for, or that rented for. So if I wanted to modify this, I could just select the ones that I want to show. I'm just going to go ahead and select 3 real quickly, just to use as an example. Then I have the mortgage information, which doesn't change, and the foreclosure information, which doesn't change either. So now that I've done all my customization, I'm ready to go ahead and generate my report. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the property analysis report, which is the little for sale sign that you see at the top of the page. I click on it, and then the system is going to ask me what information I want to display. This is something new also that didn't exist on the old version, and this is basically going to allow me to customize what type of information I want to display on my report. Most of that is coming from the tabs that you see here on the overview of the property, so you could decide whether some piece of information would be useful for you or not. So I'm going to hit apply, and the system generates my property analysis report. So let me go ahead and scroll down. This is basically all the information that is included on the property analysis report. You can just go through that information in more detail on your own. What I want to show you is the customization that we've done. So on my closed sales comparables, the system is using the 4 comps that I chose, and it's giving me the market value that I calculated of 456,000 and change. On the comp actives, I'm going to show you here the comp actives. The system is also giving me the 3 comps, the active listings that I show, with the active value that I calculated. When it goes to the distressed properties list, the system is using the properties that I chose within a 0.8 mile radius, and as you can see, we have a map for those properties as well. So as I scroll down, I'm going to see the total of all the properties that the system calculated, 137. Then here we have the comp rentals with the 3 comps that I chose real quickly, and here we have the mortgage info, the foreclosure info, a quick map, and then at the bottom of the report you're gonna see the X-ray report displayed for you. So that's how you customize your property analysis report using our new version of Xima USA. So the trick here is that you customize the property analysis report before generating the report by going to each and every single one of the tabs that you see on the property overview. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much and have an outstanding day. Ramon Rivas signing off.